Hello everybody, welcome back to another Fun Things video. Today we're going to be talking about Twitch, and more specifically, a problem that Twitch might have in the future due to certain creators such as Amouranth, and just a couple other types, I guess I should say, of streamers and content creators. And it's not just Twitch, it's also in some ways YouTube and maybe even TikTok. But to put it very simply, Amouranth is I don't know how best she's a streamer. She's mostly well known for what is known as hot tub streams. And what that is, it's either, typically it's either, men who joke about it, like get in a hot tub during a stream and are like joking about how they're getting into a hot tub and whatever, or it's people who are, such as Amouranth, who will dress in very explicit outfits that obviously show a lot and get in a hot tub and just sort of, I don't know, just sort of walk around in the water, maybe say a couple of things. And both of these, like, one is obviously the problem, which is the explicit content that's being created for these specific types of hot tub streams. So she did that, and a bunch of other streamers have also done stuff like that. And she's also done a lot of other content, such as ASMR, which, but she, like, licks the microphone and stuff. She does stuff like that. And you can see her face the whole time. Most of the time she wears, like, very revealing outfits and stuff. Now, for an adult, this is completely fine. And if it was restricted, so that kids could not see it, it would be completely fine. But to put this into perspective, I was once trying to watch The Austin Show, because they have a show called Lover Host. I don't know if you've watched it before or whatever, but the show is very simple. It's like a dating show that takes the course over a couple hours. I only wanted to watch it because Jay Schlatt was in it. It popped up with a screen saying this might include some content only meant for 18 and up. I had just clicked a button. I got to watch part of it because the restriction level on Twitch, from that experience, I learned that the restriction level on Twitch is not the same as on other sites where things are just blocked. You can still access it with very minimal effort. I don't know if they've changed it since then. This is about a couple months ago. So maybe they have changed it so that the system is a bit more effective in blocking content. But as far as I know, you can still get through stuff like that very easily. And that means that kids who are going through puberty and are experiencing like hormone changes are able to get access to her content, which is very sexual. Obviously, Amouranth is very smart. And what I mean by this, well, you can also see from, like, podcast she's been on where she talks about, like, economic side of her business or whatever. But you can also tell the intelligence just based on, like, she has cornered a part of the market that Twitch for so long has had, which is making sexual content that isn't gonna get yourself banned, but is on the line. But it's on the line for a positive reason, because anyone who wants to find that content can go on Twitch and look at her stream, or look at someone very similar to hers stream. And this is, I would say, not the greatest thing morally. Obviously, she's realized what she has to do to get the views. And I think overall, where she's allocating that money, because she showed, like, she's raising horses, she's doing stuff with animals, whatever, and she's using her money to sort of, on some level, just live a good life. Now, I don't think there's like, a bad thing what she's made the money on with all this. I don't know. It's sort of tough, though, because morally, she is creating content that is 100% being funded by 14-year-olds who have a Twitch Prime and send it to her. And, like, sure, there's some adults in the mix, but let's be real here. Twitch is dominated by kids, like teenagers, not like little kids, so it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it could potentially be, but they are still decently young. I'm pretty young. I'm still a kid. Well, I'm a teenager, and it's sort of an interesting situation because it's like she's doing something that is morally wrong. What she's spending that money on, as far as we can tell, is okay. She's not putting it towards anything bad or whatever. But there's sort of also like how far does it go? You see, being on Twitch for one thing and just making this content and maybe interacting with your chat, that's fine. At least it doesn't go past that line of downright, like, downright unmoral action, like completely unmoral. And then she also has an OnlyFans. And this part sort of kills me. And there are tons. Like, I'm focusing on Amouranth because that's the one I know the most about. But there are others. There are probably a lot of others similar to her. And Amouranth is quite interesting in the fact that she's talked about her OnlyFans. And she said, like, she's posting things quite often and talking to people, like, through little chats quite often. And I bet you that there are teenagers who are funding this OnlyFans. And you're probably thinking, OnlyFans probably blocks that stuff. No. Most sites that are connected to any, like, I've watched dozens of videos discussing stuff like this, and most of these sites, it takes nothing. You just gotta look it up. If your parents aren't already blocking it, there are kids out there who have, like, just looked it up, just found it, because it's not very hard. As long as there isn't, like, if there's no precaution stopping you, what is stopping someone from lying to a site and saying they're 18 or whatever the legal age for that country is? It's not a difficult thing to do. The real question is, like, should the creator try to stop this? Should Twitch ban people who try to do stuff like this? Or is it just seen like, oh, it's the kid's mistake? Because on some level, the fans choose to be there. Or is it the parents' mistake? Like, whose mistake is it? And I would say right now, it's really just, I think, in the eyes of a lot of people, it's much more Twitch's fault than the creators' fault. Because the creators are just creating content that they know, based on the algorithm and based on how Twitch operates, they know they can get views. They know they can get people watching them by doing this explicit content. So, on, like, the whole end, it is Twitch's fault. And I think that really sets there up to be a problem with all of this. And we really need to, on some level, start calling out Twitch for this, calling out Amouranth for this, and just raising awareness that young kids are watching this sort of content, consuming it, sending in donations, money going to the OnlyFans, and whatnot. It's not a good thing. And I think people, I just hope they understand that a bit. So, yeah, that's really all I gotta say on it. Please subscribe. It would mean a lot. I guess that's all I gotta say. Bye.